Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. The Pacers beat the Thunder. The Pacers win the first finals game in Indy in 25 years, take a 2-1 lead with another game in Indy, 116-107. They did a better job of limiting Shai at the free throw line. He only got to the line 6 times, 9 of 20 from the floor. They did a great job on him. But still, the Thunder had 3 guys with 20 or more points. But it was the bench of the Indiana Pacers that won this game. Benedict Mathurin had his best game, 27 points, a career high, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. T.J. McConnell came in and did what T.J. McConnell normally does. And Obi Toppin was flying high. That putback dump really energized the crowd. Joe, we're going to start to you, and then we're going to pass it off to GP. How did the Pacers win this game?
Man, Unc, Ocho, GP, they had that intensity that they needed, especially from the bench. I thought OKC outplayed them in that first quarter, but when they made them subs, Mathurin, TJ McCollum, they came in, rose the energy up to another level, took it to another level. And you look at Mathurin, the way he played, man, just being aggressive offensively, making plays, just being disruptive defensive. TJ, I don't know how many steals he got that led to points. And OKC was just so careless with the basketball. It was uncharacteristic of them tonight. But we got to give Indiana credit, man. They've been doing it all postseason, like we continue to say, and we continue to count them out. But they continue to keep fighting. And tonight, they pretty much, had control of this basketball pretty much throughout the entire game.
T.J. McConnell had 5 steals tonight. GP, you watch this game in its entirety. In Indiana, the team, they go on the road, and every series they won game 1. They lost game 2 in OKC. It was really a blowout, but they come home. They normally lose game 3, but tonight was different. They got off to a slow start in the first quarter. They pick it up, get 40 points. They got 40 points against the best defensive team in basketball in the second quarter, and then have a little lull in the third quarter. They pick it right back up in the fourth and go get 32. So in those combined quarters, the second and the fourth, they get 72 points. What were they able to do tonight that caused OKC so much trouble in this ball game?
Well, Shannon, what I really think is that what Joe said was that they picked up their intensity on defense. I think they were into a lot of players a lot more. I think they were into Shai a lot more. Then Shai tried to take it onto his hands and become one of them players where he wanted to prove that he can go instead of passing the basketball and getting it around and getting other players involved. So they picked up the defense and they did a great job. I think, to me, where they lose basketball games, OKC, is when they get out of their means, when they turn the ball over. When they turn the basketball over, they're not OKC. And then that takes away from their defense because their lows get down. And then what Indiana did was when they turned the ball over, they scored. They scored the basketball. When people turn the ball over and you score, that takes a lot of oomph off of you. Then what they did was in the third quarter, they try to neutralize it. They go up, 5 at the end of the third. But then what do the subs come and do for Indiana? They come and pick that energy back up. They pick the energy back up off of turnovers. And then it takes away from your game when you turn the basketball over and you score. You can say, I think off of turnovers, I think they outscored them by 20. I think Indiana outscored them by almost 20 points. And that hurt them. And then at the end of the game, if you don't make free throws to get back in the game, if they make them free throws, this game becomes closer. And then when the Indiana comes down, they put pressure on them to score the basketball. But if you don't score, if you don't hit these free throws, what happens? They come down there, be comfortable. They still up 8 or 9 points, and you lose the basketball game. And that's what happened. But you got to give the credit to Indiana for coming off the bench with their high energy, and they take the game to them. They're at home. They took the game to them, and I don't know how Oklahoma's going to come back, but I think they're going to come back strong because they know that they're going to have to match their intensity because Indiana is not going to come here and just lay down.
Right. and you look at it, we talked about something the other night, guys. We said Shai. I said, man, when he come out that pick and roll, double his ass, trap him.
Yeah.
You see what they did tonight? They trapped his ass, Joe.
Yeah.
They got turnovers off that. They
Yeah.
tied him up, got jump balls. You got to try something. You cannot let him play one-on-one. He's as good a one-on-one player as they have in the NBA. If he puts that shoulder into him and gets separation, go ahead, GP.
Who do you think? What team, Joe, and you too, and Ocho, when they don't win with their star player, and people do that to them all the time, what team is that? The Golden State Warriors, when they did Steph Curry like that.
Yes.
They are not an effective basketball team. And I think a lot of teams got to understand, one-on-one basketball players, when they come off the pick and roll, get the ball out of their hand and make people who don't know what they do, that's not normal of doing that and handling the basketball and making big-time plays, make them make big-time plays.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma only has one guy who can do that besides Shai, and that's Williams. He's the only other basketball player that can do it.
Yeah.
And what do? They let him score all the points, and they take Shai out, and he go 9 for 20, and they lose the basketball game off of turnovers. But, I still think Oklahoma should be really confident, because you're turning the ball over that many times and still in a basketball game to win it. Your confidence got to be high.
Ocho, we looked at OKC, what they did to Indiana the first game. They turned them over 25 times. They lost the game. Indiana found a way to get close in the fourth, and they won it down the stretch. We watched the second game. I think they turned them over 17, 18 times, and they won the ball game going away. This game, they only created 14 turnovers. Indiana did a better job of taking care of the basketball. Now, in Haliburton, he didn't have his best game handling the ball, because Haliburton doesn't normally turn the ball over. He had 2 or 3 really careless turnovers. Like, they picked him like at half court, which he normally doesn't do. What do you think OKC needs to do to make sure they don't go down 3-1 going back to OKC? Because, look, they had 3 guys with 20-plus points. Again, Shai was not as efficient this game as he was the second game. Remember, he was like, 11 of 21 the second game? Yeah. He had 34 the first game. He was really inefficient, had 38. But you had Chad Holmgren, 6 of 15, inefficient. They shot the ball 47% from the floor. They had 20 points from Chad. They got 26 from Jalen Williams. They got 24 from Shai, but their bench didn't give them anything. Remember, Joe, Ocho, GP, the last game, their bench, remember Wallace, remember Caruso, what they gave them off the bench, the tide was flipped. You got 27. You got 49 points from Indiana's bench. Ocho, what do you see? What did you like about what you saw from Indiana and what you didn't like from OKC?
Well, listen, honestly, I picked the Pacers to win the series, so I like what I saw from OKC.
You like everything you saw.
I like everything I saw from them. Listen, the Pacers just played to me from based on my eyes and my little bit of knowledge of basketball that I've learned to date. The Pacers tonight played a more complete game of the finals. They didn't wait until they was down. They didn't wait until they was down to decide to kick in gear. Defensively, what they did defensively, getting the ball out of Shai's hands, coming off those picks, coming off those rolls, and forcing other people to make plays, I think that was key. Defensively, what they were able to do. The goddamn bench was really the stars. It wasn't Haliburton. It wasn't Siakam. It wasn't Nembhard. It was what them boys did off the bench. They got damn T.J. McConnell and young brother. I ain't heard nobody named Benedict, boy, since 1968. You hear me? Hey, Unc, I ain't gonna tell you on that, but Benedict, excuse me if I put your last name, Benedict Mathurin. Did I say that right? Mathurin. You should. Mathurin. Okay, Mathurin. Boy, young boy had 27. What he was? 27.
4 rebounds, 1 assist, a block.
Efficient. Super efficient.
He was efficient. He was a game score higher. He had 0 fear, Unc. He had 0 fear, GP. But listen, this wasn't just like a heat check shooting, right? This was playoff poise.
I like they letting them play too. But you know what? I've noticed something about him. When he doesn't get in foul trouble early, you notice when he gets in foul trouble early, it takes some of his aggressiveness away from him. He's not the same player, GP, Joe, and Ocho. Yeah. He's not the same. Tonight, he stayed out of foul trouble. He stayed aggressive from the moment Carlisle put him in the game. He was aggressive for the entirety of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, and when you look at Haliburton, look how he started the game. I know they didn't win the first quarter, but he was ultra aggressive in that first quarter. He was ultra aggressive. We talk about his aggressiveness to start the game. He wasn't passive. He was looking for his shot. He was getting to the cup. He was getting in the paint, causing havoc, and being disruptive in OKC's defense and making plays. And GP, you know this. When you got a team shooting 51% from the field, hell, it's gonna be hard to beat them, man.
Every time.
It's like OKC, it's like their defense has kind of went into a lapse to where they can't get stops. It's hard for them to get stops, so it's hard for them to get out and get points. So if you playing in this high-scoring game like this, 116 points for the Pacers, this is the pace they want. They want it high-scoring like this.
But you know what the problem is, Joe, is that all of their players are aggressive. That's the problem. It's not just one guy, 2, 3 guys aggressive. Bench coming out being aggressive. And against a great defensive team, what do you have to do to a great defensive team? Attack them. Attack every time, and all of them are attacking. And then on the other end, they're being aggressive more. And they don't care. A lot of them getting 3 and 4 fouls. Then they hear a sub, and then Carlisle sub, bring in somebody else, and everybody's comfortable. When you get a team that's comfortable and that can match you, and this Indiana team can match Oklahoma, they are not going to beat them. They're not going to beat them if you let them be comfortable and they don't turn the ball over, and they make you turn the ball over and get you out of your game. They're not going to beat them, and especially at home. They're not going to beat the Indiana team that can be more aggressive and have the energy coming in and making shots and doing things. They're not going to beat them.
I agree.
And you look at it, they had, the Rick Carlisle's doing a great job with minutes. Siakam, 32 minutes. Nesmith, 22 minutes. Turner, 30 minutes. Nembhard, 33 minutes. Haliburton, 36 minutes. Obi Toppin, 28 minutes. McConnell, 15 minutes. Mappern, 22 minutes. Shepard, 18 minutes. You see? Hey, give me everything you got while you out there. And when you get tired, put your hands up and I'll put somebody else in the game.
Yeah, and they ain't no let up.
No let up. And like you said, they're being aggressive. They know it's become very difficult, guys. We know OKC has a great defense. You got to stay out of half court. Because if you let those guys, because they got tremendous wing defenders, everybody is scrappy. Everybody got hands. You look at Wallace, you look at Dort, you look at Caruso, Isaiah Joe Wiggins, all those guys can sit in the chair and slide multiple times. So they're doing a great job trying to get points in transition so they can't set up. I love what I saw. Look, Indiana, everybody has to wrote them off. I mean, they were like one of the biggest favorites, OKC were, to win the finals that we've had in a very, very long time.
Absolutely.
Indiana said, guess what? We weren't favored against Milwaukee. We weren't favored against Cleveland. We weren't favored against the Knicks. So we're not going to be favored. So guess what? We're going to have one of the, if they were to win this would be one of the most improbable runs. And when you figure they're doing it without a superstar player. When was the last time somebody won a finals without a superstar player?
Wait, whoa, hold on. You're saying they don't have a superstar player, but they have a player that's playing like a superstar and is having a historic playoff run.
No, making shots doesn't make you a superstar, Ocho. Haliburton is not a superstar.
I'm agreeing with you on that one.
Hold on.
I'm agreeing with Unc on that. He's not a superstar. He's a player. He's a good basketball player, but he's not a superstar. You might be right, Ocho. He's playing like a superstar right now. He's playing like that right now. He's stepping up to the game because I think, in my mind, he's an all-around complete point guard. He makes everything happen. He thinks get his players into it first, and then he does everything, and then he'll score. When he has to. But he's not that player to score. I'm not going to say go get him and put him on a team, and then I think I can get 40 from him every night. That's not going to happen. But he is playing like a superstar right now. I will give you that, Ocho.
Bingo.
He's not a superstar, but he's playing like that.
Go ahead, Ocho.
Right. Hey, think about it. We had that conversation before, not long ago. Remember we talked about superstar and star? What's the first thing I say? Listen, he's a star. He's a star. But the way he's playing in this playoffs, coming up in clutch moments for the Pacers, is like he's a goddamn superstar. And just based on what I've seen right now, the piggyback off what GP saying, he's a star playing like a superstar in the most opportune moments for the Pacers. And when they win these series, like I told y'all what's going to happen, Joe, $5 too, Joe. I'm just going to sneak that in there, Joe. You owe me $100 too. I want that. I'm just listen. Money out of sight, call the fight. I don't want that. Listen, GP. Listen. So listen, the last series, obviously the Knicks didn't win, so I was upset. So Joe and I, we got a little bet. So it depending on each game, we got $100 bet on each game.
And you don't want to, so that's 200, and Joe won one. So yeah, you up 100. The math come right. Come right. Hey, Joe, cash happy, man.
Hallie Playoff Heroics have earned him a new nickname in the Basketball Reference. His name now is GP, Ocho, and Joe, Tyrese the Moment Haliburton.
I get that to him.
I like it.
I like it because he plays in the moment. He'll get what he has to in the moment. He'll make a big shot at that moment. He might not be playing well at all time, but when the moment comes and the lights shine on him, he always performs. So I will give him that nickname. I
like it. I like what you said. That he went to the store and he was just, he just went and didn't do nothing. Nah, try on some ish.
Right.
Hey, you in the store, I'm gonna try on a pair of jeans, I'm gonna try on a shirt. Hey, let me see. How much them shoes? I'm gonna try on something. Tonight, he came out. He wasn't looking to just pass the ball. Siakam, you do it. Miles Turner. Nimhart. No, you.
Yeah.
You the guy. And you see when he's aggressive, when he's in the 20s and he has 11 assists. So now he's giving you his 20. Now you got 11 assists. A couple of those gonna have to be off of threes. Yeah. So now he's getting everybody involved and he's involved.
I agree.
They can definitely win this series if he's going to play like that. But we shouldn't have to have damn, Hallie, come on, bro. Why we got to tell you every other game you need to be aggressive? That should be understood. The game is so much easier for you guys when you do what you're – and I understand, GP, he's a pass-first point guard. He's not – first of all, he's a true point guard. We got a lot of guys masquerading. They're masquerading as points, but they're really two guards.
Right.
Russ, Harden, Luka. Those are really two who's masquerading as points.
Shannon, in the NBA, tell me, what did all the point guards play in this NBA right now? The point guards, what did they play in college? The two guard.
Yeah.
Two, yes.
32 or 1. And that's why I hate when people come to my area and talk about, he's one of the greatest point guards. No, you're not.
He's a two masquerading as a point.
Get out of my lane, man. When I was playing, man, we was true point guards, man. You don't understand me? These are twos. I watched them in college play the two. They was converted to a 1. You know what I'm saying? He is true. It's only 2 point guards in the NBA right now. And that's Chris Paul and him. They're true point guards that look to pass the ball and get people better, and then they come and do. But Haliburton, he does everything. He rebounds the basketball.
Yeah,
he makes assists, and then he scores when he has to. You know what I'm saying? And that's a point guard to me.
Absolutely.
He was a rebound short of a triple-double. Hold on, Ocho. He was a rebound short of a triple-double. Yeah. 22 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds. He was 9 rebounds. 1 rebound short of a triple-double. Go ahead, Ocho.
GP, I'm glad we agreed on what we talked about earlier about Haliburton being a star and not a superstar. What do you need to see from him? What do you need to see from him for him to be a superstar in your eyes? What else does he have to do? Kind of run consistently?
But what team he's on, to me, for you to be a superstar nowadays in this era, and Joe would know that. I think you have to be more of a scorer. You have to be more dominant. You know what I'm saying? And he's not that type of basketball player. So what it is that now people have to say you a superstar because of what his production is every night. Now, if he comes and get a triple-double and averages a triple-double for the year, now you become a superstar. And then your team is winning on a consistent basis and doing the things that you do, then you got to do it. But as Joe know, you got to be gone to be a superstar. That's it.
Man, listen.
They got to just start saying,
brand recognition.
Yeah, you got to get recognition.
Joe, how much money you paying to go see Haliburton?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, GP,
Oh,
Joe, you
yeah,
better tell him.
yeah. But listen, that is true, Ocho. Who is coming
Yeah.
every night to say, I'm gonna pay $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to come see Haliburton?
Okay, that's not a Pacers fan.
Yeah, a lot of Pacers fan but where you go, you gotta go to what? 30 some other
But you got 41 games on the road,
yeah,
though.
you gotta go to 30, you gotta go to 30 some other cities. You gotta go to like 29 or whatever, how many teams it's 29, 30 teams. You gotta go to 29 other cities and see who comes and pay that money for him. He's gonna be the man in Indiana. Yes, that's where he plays at.
He's perfect for them.
Yeah, that's what he is.
He's perfect for Indiana. And we're not trying to minimize. I like that nickname. That nickname, the moment, is very marketable. He should run with that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm putting that on my shoes. Hey, as a matter of fact, I'm changing my social media. I'm the moment. You see what Paul Pierce did with the truth? You see what Kobe did with Mamba?
Yeah.
Hey, Shaq, hey, nobody calls Shaquille. He's Shaq, he the Diesel.
Yeah.
Well, he everything.
Jordan was Era. LeBron,
everything.
Got everybody. He the big Aristotle, the big Chamber DC.
Oh, he everything.
hey, look, we gotta give Indiana their credit though, man. They offense is fueled. You know, it's been fueled by their defense. The way they pick up full court, they've done it the whole postseason. They've been disruptive. And I think that's the most gratifying thing for me when I watch them play. Because even when they down, GP, they still picking up 94 feet.
Yeah.
They picking up 94 feet. They gonna wear you down. And I like the fact that they switched up the coverages today. Like, man, don't get Shai a steady dive. Make him think about it. Because now when he come off that pick and roll, GP, Ocho, and Unc, now he thinking like, okay, damn, are they trapping? Are they gonna be in a drop? What they gonna be in? So now he's kind of second guessing himself on how to make his moves. And I thought it worked for him tonight.
Hey, he turned his back. Hey, if he turned his back, hey, the guy that he turned his back to, go to him.
Absolutely.
But they got four guys that do that, and they're pressuring. And what they're doing is they're trading off guarding, and they keeping pressure on him. Yeah. And now what that does to Shai is that he starts saying, "I can't get my game off. I can't get my game off." So what he do? He start forcing things.
Yes.
He try to split. Right. He try to start to go by. He won't even give up the ball. If the double come, he'll keep it. And then they'll start putting their hands in there and sticking them. And he turned the ball over. But the one thing that's killing him, the referees are not calling that.
And they letting them play. They letting them play.
So that's hurting too, because he usually gets them fouls. But now I'm giving him that. Even when he's going to the bucket and they're bumping him, they're not calling that. And he's taking fouls. He's taking shots. He tries to say like it's going to be an and one. But them balls are just saying, them referees are saying, no, play. This is what we're going to do. And it's making this game very hard right now.
We've given OKC guys a lot of credit. Yep. I think we need to give Nembhard. We need to give Nesmith. We need to give Mathurin. We need to give Shepard. We need to give those guys credit because they're doing, as you said, they're doing an unbelievable job. Each guy is a little different. Each guy has a different body type, and they're playing him different ways. So he's not getting used to any one person. Nesmith got him for a minute. Nembhard to take him. And now Mathurin comes in. Mathurin takes him. And then Shepard comes in. He'll deal with him. Hey, Siakam. Hey, look. Once he turn his back. Hey, y'all come because he's not one of these point guards like a Luka or LeBron. That's really that he goes to the basket and he's looking to kick out for a three. He's looking to get the ball up to the rim. So hey, come from behind, swat that. How many times did Siakam get it down? How many times did Miles Turner? So I think we need to give. And rightfully so. OKC, we know what they are defensively. But I think we need to give the Pacers because they're doing an unbelievable job. 20 points in the third quarter. They gave up 15. They get 15 points in the fourth quarter. 28 points in the second quarter. So that's 43 points over 2 quarters.
And look at the Pacers, man. They had 11 blocks tonight.
Yes.
11 blocks. So that lets you know they contesting everything. They're very aggressive. And they're making it tough on OKC, man. I love to see it, guys. This has been a pretty good series, if you ask me, especially from a defensive standpoint, from what Indiana is trying to impose their will, feeding off that crowd tonight. It looked amazing in there. And, you know, they was able to come away with the victory. So OKC got to get back to the drawing board, man. They got to come out with much more energy and be able to sustain. Hey, look, GP, in the fourth quarter, I look with 4-5 minutes left. Everybody for OKC was grabbing their shorts, bent over, grabbing their shorts. They were dead dog tired. And that's what Indiana want.
Hey.
They're going to pressure you all game, and hopefully you die out toward the end. I thought toward the end it was a telltale because they started missing free throws. I was like,
yep.
Oh,
18 points.
And Joe,
excuse me, my bad. 18 points. OKC scored 18 points, not 15 in the fourth quarter. Go ahead, GP.
Joe, this is just like a prize fighter.
Yeah.
If you get beat on for 12 and 15 rounds and keep knocking, what are you going to do? You're going to get tired. And then by the time it comes to the end of the end of the game, you're going to be dead tired and you're going to fool around and get knocked out. You see what I'm saying? And that's just the way game goes. And that's what Indiana is doing. And Shannon, you said it. We got to give credit really to Carlisle because his game plan that's doing what he's doing. He's telling them to double. He's telling them to come behind and block shots. And then what he do? He started subbing. He said, now you take it.
Right.
You get for 3 minutes. You pressure him. You dog him out for 3 minutes. Now you go get him for 3 more minutes. Now you go get him for 3 more minutes. And what they're doing is, like a prize fighter, they're wearing you down. When we used to see fighters, man, if they jabbed you and jabbed you and jabbed you and kept you away, what did you do? They got frustrated. Boxers start getting frustrated because you getting that head all tore up. You know what I'm saying? You get this all beat down. And what they doing is they beating his body down, and he's trying to force things now, and it's not working. They're going to have to come with a game plan where they're going to have to kick the ball, and other people are going to have to produce. And that's just because they're not going to let Shai play the game. He's the MVP. He's a superstar, and he hurts you. Now, what I do? I take that type of basketball player out of the game. And once they do that, they're going to win games like this. And Oklahoma City is going to have to get a game plan and come with something different for game 4. Yeah.
I'm not letting them play one-on-one. Go ahead, Ocho.
And say, GP and Joe, listen, I think this is the rest of the series. Shai is going to have to pick his spots. He's going to have to choose his spots and change his game a little bit. You know, maybe you can come out and be as assertive as you like to be. You know you're not going to get those fouls, so you got to pick and choose in spurts when to take those shots, when to drive, when to try to create those fouls. You know, when to get to your midi, when to put the ball on the floor, when to kick it out. If they trapping you the way they are trapping you, maybe you have to, your approach to the game in general has to be completely different and getting everybody else involved first, and then picking your shots and your chances and when to be assertive and hoping, you guys can win on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Maybe transition, getting some easy buckets to get yourself in rhythm, but outside of that, I really don't see the Pacers coming up off this lead the way it is. We already up, and I told y'all before the series started that the Pacers was probably going to win this series because the rest of the world had crowned the Thunder, the NBA champions already, and this is just what I expected to happen.
Also, what I think what Shai has to do is he has to get rid of the ball a little sooner, but he's got to start moving. Once you get rid of the ball, start cutting on him a little bit and get easier buckets, because what he wants to do is he wants to ISO. He wants you one-on-one. He wants you one-on-one. If he gets you one-on-one, you're done. Right. But now they're doing him, and they understand that. And I go again to Carlisle. He understands that this kid is very good one-on-one basketball player if you're by yourself. Right. So he doesn't want him to play by himself. A lot of coaches don't understand that. They let your players just play. And in this era, you
guys are too good.
Everybody play like that. They're killed.
Right.
So he's not letting it happen, and he's understanding. And look, he's getting rewarded with it. He's getting wins, and his players are getting a lot of confidence.
Yep.
Oklahoma City has got to win game 4, or this is over. I don't see him beating them 3 in a row.
GP, you said something very interesting. You say he needs to get some easier baskets like cut without the basketball, but that's not his game. That's Steph Curry's game. There are not a whole lot of guards. There are not a whole lot of players, because I'm not gonna do something that I haven't been doing, and I'm gonna do it in the biggest games of my life. That's not what he does. See, what makes Steph so hard, Steph can handle the ball, and he's also great. He's more dangerous when he does not have the ball. Because if you let your guard down for just a second, a 3 ball is going up and it's probably going to hurt you. See, that's not Shai. Like you said, Shai wants the ball. He wants to play one-on-one. He's going to put that shoulder in your chest, create separation, and then gets the shot off. Well, if you let him play one-on-one, you can't stop that because they're not going to call him for a charge because he was dislodging Neesmith. He was dislodging them hard. So they're not going to call that. But I'm going to take the ball out of his hands. Now, if he starts moving without the ball, I'll adjust after that. But I'm not letting him play one-on-one against them with nobody.
Hey, GP.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear what you think. What do you think about the lineup change with Holmgren at the 5? Because, Hardenstein, like tonight, he was kind of non-existent, if you ask me. So what do you think about the lineup change with them just going with one big? I know they probably don't want Holmgren playing against Pascal Siakam at the 4, but I just feel like defensively, man, they gotta clog up the paint a little bit, be a little more tough down there and being able to rebound, get one shot, rebound, or even get second chance shots on the offensive end, because I feel like that's one area that's kind of hurting them.
Joe, you absolutely right. Me, I wouldn't switch it. I'll keep Holmgren at the 4 and get my big guy in there. But what I would do, Joe, I would punish Indiana on the other end by trying to go into him and make it a physical game.
Right.
And go in and out with him. That's why it's messing up, because they can't match up with them like that, and that hurt him. And he's got to perform. I don't care that mediocre game. He's got to be big every game, and I don't think that is what he's doing. He's got to be big every game. I wouldn't have switched my lineup. I would have still been with him, getting rebounds, getting things over, being aggressive, and keeping that in. And then when they sub, I would sub with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it got to go. And I think the lineup change was not a good one. I would have stayed with my big man and punished them inside, get rebounds, and keep myself in the basketball game. And you're right, Joe. That was a big difference to me. I seen that, and I said, that's not going to work because they don't match up with them very well.
Indiana getting a lot of layups, guys, on the offensive end. Like,
you know what I think happened, Joe?
What's that?
I think Dag saw what Cleveland with two bigs got blown out. The Knicks played two bigs, and so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna make the adjustment because you see with Mobley and what's the big Allen, Jared Allen, two bigs, they lose 4-1. Karl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson. So he's thinking that like, hold on, none of my guys. First of all, Hardenstein is not an offensive weapon, so he's only gonna get floaters and possibly putbacks. Hold on, Siakam held his own against Cat. He held his own against Evan Mobley. Chad ain't gonna play with his back to the basket.
But think
he's
about
gonna play out on the perimeter.
But Shannon, they can't guard Siakam. You see, that's the difference. They can't guard him. They're too big for that. This big guy, I'll just put him on Turner, and then we'll equalize it the thing. Soon as Turner goes out the game, I do it. Even with two big men, you still have to attack them. The two, I don't think the Knicks big men are that good. Only Towns. That's the only one I think. And then Cleveland, Mobley and Allen didn't have a good series, period. You know what I'm saying? And they started off hurt from the get when they were already hurt. So that was just a little different. I think if Cleveland would have been a little healthier, they would have been cool and they would have did it. But with this right here, I think you don't change your style when you've been going with it all year.
Hey.
You don't change your style. You stick with it and go and knock people down. And I just think that they got to equalize it. When they sub, they sub. Joe, you know it. You sub people when they sub. You gotta do that. And that's just the way it goes. And I just think Oklahoma is just getting outplayed right now.
They are.
Y'all just gotta understand it. They're just getting outplayed. We can't give them no excuse. They're just getting outplayed. That's it.
And you know what, GP, Joe and Unc, not only are they getting outplayed, but Oklahoma's obviously making it easier for Indiana too with the turnovers.
I agree.
Turnovers. That too. And also, I forgot when I said about OKC having those bigs out there on the court. Obviously, Chet is really no threat defensively outside of length and height.
Yeah, he's a rim protector. He's not an on ball defender. Their on ball defenders are the wing players, and they got a plethora of those. Yeah. And because Chet doesn't have enough bricks in his back pocket, he's not going to play with his back to the basket. Siakam is under no threat. So if he goes
Yeah,
with
at
Miles
all,
Turner,
at all.
Miles Turner can play Chet Holmgren. He can play him on the wing, or he can play him down low because he's no threat.
Great basketball player, but you guys slow down. It ain't gonna be no Kobe, no more Kobe's. Kobe was a different basketball. He was a different beast. You know what I'm saying? So don't compare him to that. And for y'all people to even put people's name on other people, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, for me, I can see GP, Joe, Ocho. I can see the comparisons when people say Jordan
play. That's
and
about
Kobe, because the style of play is very, very similar.
Yeah.
When I look at Shai, I don't see anything that reminds me of Kobe. Honestly,
I don't either.
I'm saying the same thing, Shannon. That's not. I'm being nice,
and that's not a knock. That's not a knock on Shai, because I think he's phenomenal. I think we all in agreement.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. He earned the MVP this season.
Yeah.
But when I watch his game, and I watched Kobe from day one when he airballed against Utah in the playoffs, so I watched him his entire career. I don't see Kobe. I don't think, but that's Kobe. I don't see that.
Yeah.
Kobe was a different beast, Shannon. I'm just telling y'all, it's a different beast. And then we can compare Jordan and Kobe because Kobe tried to be like Jordan.
Yes.
And so it's a little bit different, man. I hate people that even try to compare anybody else's game to somebody. You putting that man's name on greatness. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stop that. It's no comparison there. I don't think that.
Hey,
that's just like somebody saying they play like you in football, man. And we be like, what? Are you kidding me, man? Get out of here, man. Y'all talking stupid right now. You know what I'm saying? That's like doing dumb stuff, man. So just slow down. People slow down. Yeah. Slow down on that.
Yeah. I think most of the time when it comes to people, even some of the elite players, some of those with great knowledge of basketball, we become prisoners of the moment. They become prisoners of the moment. Seeing something that looks or depicts what we're used to seeing in greatness as Kobe is. You know, the styles and the smoothness, the butter-like style of play is somewhat similar. You know, being able to get to your shot, get to your midi, and when he rides up, he looked like Kobe a little bit. But SGA has his own style. SGA has his own style, and even putting that pressure on SGA, even though he's won the MVP, and even though he has a toolbox, putting that pressure on him, comparing him to Kobe, you shouldn't do that, because Kobe he's an iconic figure in his own right, and the way his approach to the game is completely different, and he's in a class of his own where the comparison shouldn't even be. As great as SGA,
it's like when people try to say
he has his own style.
It's like when people say, LeBron ain't Jordan. No, LeBron game is like Magic.
Absolutely.
That's the comparison that you should make, because both of those guys were pass first. Now LeBron is a better scorer than Magic. Can rebound the ball better than Magic, but the way they orchestrate, the way they control the ball game, both will pass first. Now, if you need me to go give you 30, I think LeBron is a better scorer. He can score the basketball better than Magic. Yeah. Magic taught him, and both guys taught themselves how to shoot. Magic had that little push, that little one-handed push. GP,
oh, hey, you know, I play. I'm just even playing. You know what I'm saying? So he had
that little push one-handed, but it was effective. Magic, big guy, 6'9", could post. Magic was looking, you better have somebody. Hey, you better have your boots on and be ready to play. Because if you were small, Magic was gonna post your ass.
And Shannon, he knew how to do the hook shot.
That baby hook.
That everything. See, he was a little different. And the way, what we should say about LeBron and Magic, they're both all around basketball players.
Correct.
Yes. They're complete basketball players. They do everything. You see what I'm saying? So that's what, when people compare to people and all that stuff, man, now that would be a great comparison.
Yes.
Both of them two are complete basketball players. They're all around players. And then you got to look at Magic was 6'9" and about 2-something. And then you got LeBron 6'8" and 2-something. So you gotta understand they are the comparison when you do. Now, if you say LeBron look like Magic, I'll be like, yeah,
I can see that.
True. That's real true. But when you say Shai look like Kobe, stop it. Y'all stop it.
Wait, who made that comparison?
Lou Will.
Lou Will.
Hey, to kind of answer your question that you asked earlier, when the last time we seen a team like this win a championship, it would probably be that Pistons team. I think GP, you played against that Pistons team. I know they had like
Joe, yeah, you had to mention that. Are you all on that, Joe? Damn, Joe.
Look, they had about 3-4 All-Stars that year, but I don't think
they had superstars. They had four.
Yeah, so but I don't think more than one person stood out. They was by committee, and they attacked that Lakers team, man, like no other.
Hey, Joe, they didn't have All-Star. They had Ben Wallace, they had Rasheed, they had Prince, they had Hamilton,
Rip, and Chauncey.
So that was their. They had all 5 basketball players. Wasn't a star. They all had 5 basketball players, and they played together. And then they had guys coming off the bench that was kind of nice too. You feel what I'm saying? So you're right. Comparison to one team that won a championship, and that was in 2004 against us. They didn't have a superstar neither.
Because y'all my favorite.
They have all players, all good basketball players.
Hey, GP, I think when Mailman got hurt, I think that really hurt y'all.
Shannon, I said to everybody, and everybody said it. We were 18-2 when Karl Malone got hurt. When he went down, it blew us all up because we didn't have the structure of everything, and we're trying to play a triangle. And I was just trying to get accustomed to the triangle. And then you got to understand, we had a lot of problems within ourselves. Kobe going through what he was going through. Shaq was feuding with Dr. Buss. And we were in a thing. And Karl kept us together. Because you remember when Karl got hurt, we were 18-2. And we were always averaging 17. And I was averaging 18. Yeah. So we were all like 18, 17, 17, 17. And it was flowing. And you're right. Karl Malone took it away from us, and it blew us up. It blew us up when that happened.